Okay, so here it is, finished. I put a few coats of oil on there, but it's looking dry because it's just soaking it up. I don't want to put any shiny, slippery stuff on there. I never like that. I always like to feel of the natural wood, but it's protected. What we have here, this is a machete, piece of steel from a machete. Okay, I just cut it out, shaped it, same as before. I tapered it down to very small on the ends. It's about an inch there in the middle. Left this part here for doing that. I made a little groove there, you see. There's a groove in there, and on the bottom, that keeps it from going that way. And of course the bolt, I tapped it in there about so long, dropped some glue in there and screwed it in. Then I could screw this part on, which makes it nice because you can always take it off, take the bow off, you know, package up in a little bitty case with some things there. Just makes it a bit more compact for travel. The railing here, I used this time, before I cut the groove, I glued a little bit of a beer can, aluminum can on the top, and then I cut the groove. I used, what did I use? Rubber glue, but I think I'm going to use super glue next time because the rubber glue is a little bit lumpy if you don't spread it out well, and it dries really fast. So, but that's, you know, it's soft enough. It's really not going to affect anything, or it hasn't shown to do so. The release is 12 millimeter thick leaf spring, about 1 inch by 1 inch square, and you can get the design from my other video, which is the logistics for, what's it called? Anyway, it's the other crossbow video, and then there's a link to, I'll put that link in the description, because I'm not going to go through the same thing every time. The plates, the trigger is also from a leaf spring, but it's slightly thinner than the trigger is slightly thinner than the release, which is okay, cool. The plates, I made them from 3/4, an inch or 3, it doesn't really matter, as long as it's big enough when you flatten it out. I cut down the middle, spread it out, flattened it out with the hammer, made it as flat as possible, traced out the plate that I wanted, clamped them together, drilled the holes through wherever they needed to be, one for the release, one for the trigger here, a smaller one for the trigger, and a few small screws here. I made them fairly small so they don't meet over there and interfere with each other. So that's basically it, guys, and just like the last one, you can use a spring if you want, but I don't know, you got all those nice tools that you can drill holes and find the right spring and all that stuff, then go ahead. Rubber band works just as fine. I don't mind it. I like it. I just added a little something on here to give a better grip for the finger, and also this piece adds a nice grip for here. It feels really, really, really good, and it looks like it's about as lined up as it's gonna get. Right? I took my time with it. This one's a whole lot faster because once you do it, you kind of get it down, and it's much easier. But it's really beautiful, don't you think? Again, I put the leather across the front there just in case there's any kind of breaking accident, because again, this is the part that's usually breaks. When the steel breaks, it's going to break somewhere around the middle there, and again, that can be dangerous. When I cocked it, I put all my gear on. Make sure you do that the first time. So there's that, and here I made a cocking device. I just put that onto the string like so, and pull it back until it gets to the point where it's going to be, and then release it. But I found out that it works, once you get used to it, you can actually do it with your hands. It's, you know, about this, well, evidently it's the same amount of strength, but I have to fix this. I might try it again, but it's a little bit rough there from the pliers, so I found it was starting to cut the string a little bit. So I just decided not to do that for now. But you can, it's up to you. Do it your way. Bamboo I use for the arrows, and the way I make these dowels is I use a little 1/4 inch tap. That's the size of the rail and the everything is set up for a 1/4 inch to make it as small as possible there. Just put that in a clamp like so. My fingers are cramping up for some reason today. I got a problem with fingers cramping. Put it in a vise, take your drill, put the stick in there, stick it through there and just go zzz, and it makes a beautiful dowel. I just learned that from another channel some days ago. So that's really fast and easy. They're about this long. It's up to you again how long you want to make them. This was the first fletching that I tried, a very thin plastic that kind of comes with the package you buy. But it's a little bit brittle, as you can see, it broke like that. But anyway, so I tried a different one, and that's like from a gallon jug. It's a little bit softer, a little more durable, it doesn't crack and all that stuff. Shaped it slightly differently. And I put a groove in here with a Dremel, right? On both sides. A little super glue inside the groove, and then you just place those in there, hold it for a second, and you got that. So far I had like 10 shots at least with this thing, maybe more. And as you can see, it's quite nice. I shot it through the aluminum can and it went straight through, just cut through a big hole. Here on the tip here, first I tried a screw. Where's that other one? I took it out. Anyway, I tried a screw, but that didn't work too well, and I messed up my finger trying to get it in there. So I just decided to put a little piece of this bar here, just a steel bar, 1/4 inch, same as the arrow, and just glue it on the edge, and then just put a line of glue between here and the arrow, put some electrical tape on there. It's a line of glue, start wrapping electrical tape around there once, twice, that should be enough, right? And a little bit of glue at the end when you finish taping, and then just, you know, smooth it out this way, you know, just do it like that and it'll stick. So far, again, about 10 shots and it's on there, and you can come up with your own version of that. I don't believe in making a 20-minute video and then, you know, 15 minutes of it is showing you how to cut steel. You know, you can see the shape, do it yourself. If you don't know how to do that, then maybe you should start with a beginner's channel or something like that. The same with this. I don't have to show you cutting out or drilling holes. You get the idea. So there's that. Actually, this arrow, I was thinking initially just to use this steel, but that's really too heavy, way too heavy. And it would have been difficult getting the veins in there because of trying to drill through all that steel. I'm trying to, you know, I'm really rather simple-minded when it comes to things. I prefer the simplest solution as possible and keep it very uncomplicated. I actually made this in a matter of like 2-3 days, and I really didn't rush. I just took my time, you know. I did more meditating than I did anything. And when you meditate on it, the answers come faster rather than just thinking, and then rushing into it, you know. Looking at all the logistics. I did have this thing on as an arrow holder, you know, and that fit down there like that, you see. It looks kind of cool, and it is kind of cool, but it was messing up my aim. I couldn't aim down the arrow anymore because it's in the way. And also, it was pressing down on the arrow so much, I mean on the bolt, that it kind of lifted it up a little bit on the end, very minutely, but it made a difference because the arrows were shooting like this high, you know, from the target. And I tried compensating it by, you know, figuring out down, but it wouldn't work. It's consistently doing stuff. So I finally said, okay, it looks nice, but no, to hell with that. I'll do it like the other one and just aim straight down, you know, straight down the arrow like that. And that works beautifully. Hitting targets, you know, from 12 feet away, no, 12 yards away, 10 yards away. You know, you don't want to go too far with the pistol crossbow because they just don't have as much power as the full length. This is a short power stroke. That's about a 5.5 inch power stroke. And next I'm going to show you how it works. I just have to find a can and I'll be right back.